morning, y'all. A personal rule I have when I wake up is that I don't talk until I brush my teeth. Why? I don't know. For me, I like beginning the morning in silence. So me implementing that rule kind of makes sure I holds me accountable for doing it. But anyways, I believe that your morning routine is something that should set yourself up for success. I mean, when we wake up, we're naturally groggy. We've naturally resetted from our sleep during the nighttime. So when we wake up, it's like our morning routine is the job for our morning routine is to sort of just gather ourselves back together and prep ourselves for the day. The way I like to look at it is in life, we always run into challenges and new trials, and there's new lessons to be learned every single day. And if we go into these tests, into these trials, into these challenges the same as we did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, our likelihood of actually overcoming these things and learning from these things are, they dwindle because we're showing up as our same selves. But when we set ourselves up for success and we show up differently, it's like our likelihood of overcoming these challenges and learning these lessons and evolving and having a better life are raised, are higher, because we're showing up as our best selves. We're putting our best foot forward instead of navigating on how he acted yesterday. You feel me? And I feel like a morning routine is very representative of making that happen, because you're putting your best foot forward by taking care of yourself. That's my mindset. That's my headspace. So, yeah. For a really long time, my morning routines, I would not brush my teeth when I woke up. And I sure as heck wouldn't floss. I'm still not consistent. But I remembered to do it today, so praise God. Alright. I believe that routines are like the first step towards building the lifestyle you want. But the truth is, in order to build a routine, what worked for me was starting off little by little instead of doing okay, when I wake up, I want to brush my teeth. I want to floss my teeth. I want to gargle some mouthwash. I don't have mouthwash. I want to do skincare. I want to do a 50-step skincare routine. I want to do all this stuff. I feel like I'm not going to speak for y'all. I'm going to speak for myself. Me personally, when I tried building a new lifestyle like that, be like just stacking everything on top of each other, it's overwhelming and I'm less consistent. What I found to work, which hopefully may help you, is starting off literally little by little, literally doing one thing at a time, setting goals in mind, like, hey, I want better skin, and then deciding, okay, what is one thing I can do? What is one thing I can add to my routine to help my skincare? For me, when it came to building my morning routine, though, I didn't even think about working on my skincare until I had the basics down. Hygiene is so important. When building a routine, I recommend for you to have goals on what do you want for yourself? What do you want for your life? For me, I wanted better skin. I remember, I never had an issue with my skin, but I just wanted it to be more healthy, better. And I tried to go down this route where I had I brought a bunch of products, and I was like, okay, boom, I'm gonna have a 50-step skincare routine, and every day I wake up, I'm gonna write it all down, and I'm gonna follow it, go down the list. Cool. I did that for a little bit, but instantly I fell out of it because it was just overwhelming to put so much onto me from the jump. And then on top of that, I wouldn't even brush my teeth. And so I just found it funny how I was so focused on the aesthetics of how I looked, but internally I wasn't even clean. Anyways, yeah, it was so crazy how I'm focused on the aesthetics of how I looked, focused on my skincare, but then I go outside, I'm like, oh, my breath stink. So I would recommend for y'all, you know, keep on considering what your goals are and where do you want to be with your routine and with your life, period. But also make sure you have the hygiene down. Have y'all ever talked to a beautiful woman? She opened her mouth and she just start cursing. She just starts swearing, saying the most like crazy stuff, and it's like, man, like you beautiful, but like everything coming out your mouth is crazy right now. Like it's taken away from your beauty. Or have you ever spoken to somebody who's like really attractive and y'all flirting? They got up on your face and they start talking and like, and you like, dang, your breath stay, boy. Hold on, like no. Even if it's not in a romantic setting, y'all ever speak to somebody and their breath don't smell good? Or have you ever? I remember when I was growing up. When I was a kid, bro, I did not like to shower. Like, I was dead set on not showering. Why? I don't know. But it just took so much work to get in the shower, so I never wanted to do it. I'd rather play Roblox. But there was times where I'd be at school, bro, and I would smell bad. And I remember one time I was asking my favorite teacher a question, and she's sitting down, I'm standing up. In my groin area, you know, her chair was pretty low, so my groin area was like in her vicinity. And I remember I could smell myself, and I smelled so bad. And I remember in that moment, I was so embarrassed, and I was like, no, teacher, like, I take care of myself, I promise, but I didn't. I didn't shower. Man, so that would happen. I remember, yeah, I would just be really musty. Like, not even musty, but it was like, just... yeah, nah. And I just didn't like to shower. I don't know, man. So, this is like elementary school, not too much on me. But, yeah, so I knew, like, okay, when I'm building up my routine, I want to make sure that I got the fundamentals down. The hygiene, bruh. The hygiene. And as I'm saying all this, I'm getting sweaty. Like, I got to take a shower. But, yeah. The hygiene is so important. So I believe this is the best starting point. If you can, and what I would recommend, or what I did to build my routine up, until I can brush my teeth consistently without having to remind myself, okay, let me brush my teeth. Hey, let me floss my teeth. Hey, let me wash my hands. I did not wash my hands. See, I'm still working on it. But until I can do it without having to remind myself to do it, and it just comes subconsciously, then I could start adding more things to my routine. But it's only until my subconscious brain remembers, okay, I wake up, brush my teeth. That's all. That's what I do. But again, I still could work on flossing my teeth. Anyway, so I'm gonna wash my hands now. All right, let's see what we're working with, y'all. Dang. Actually, I don't look bad. I feel like getting locks, like morning hair, is like not as traumatic as it, you know, it do be. It do be traumatic, man. But this is all right. We'll fix it for you. So I get warm water and I just wipe my face. So I don't know if it's just me, but for me, like, my nose is always some type of stuffy. Like, there's always a booger in my nose because I feel it. But at first I thought something was wrong with me, y'all. I thought something was wrong with my sinuses. You know, it would happen year long, like every single day consistently. There's always a type of booger in my nose. But it was until I left the country. I went to Costa Rica and a friend told me, she said, notice how since you've been here, you've never had a achoo, you never had to blow your nose. Notice how you could take deep breaths in, like, but like it's clear air. Notice how you don't cough. And I'm like, oh shoot. And she was like, yeah, it's not you. You're not the problem. It has to do, I feel like it's the air pollution in America. It gotta be the air pollution, bro. I'm blaming it on the air pollution. I'm not the problem. Because when I was out the country, I was perfectly fine, bro. It's America's the problem. So if you also have stuffy nose, sinuses, like, it's not that you got allergies because it happens year long, but it's just like your nose is like it's like I know that my potential to breathe, to inhale through my nose is not as high as it should be because I got something in my nose. It's not your fault. So yeah. A pet peeve of mine is like navigating the world. See, I'm looking down at my tissue paper and there's stuff in there. But like a pet peeve of mine is like when I'm talking to people, but I feel a booger coming out and I don't know if they can see it. So like I'm self-conscious on the booger, and I notice I rush conversations when I think there's a booger in my nose, but it's like, But when I blow my nose in the morning, it normally throughout the day, I don't feel that way at all. And if I do get a booger, I just take it out. And another thing too, do y'all pick your nose? I pick my nose personally. Like, not like on some nasty stuff where I'm like, yummy. But like, if I got a booger in my nose, bruh, and I'm blowing it and it don't want to come out, yeah, I'm going to take out the big dogs. We gonna get it out. And then I'll wash my hands or put on some hand sanitizer or something, you know. But I don't have no type of shame when it comes to digging in my nose. I mean, granted, I don't do it in public. Say, it's like scratching your butt, you know. I don't do that in public. But if I got an itch, I'm being gross. But you know, you know, also wash your hands after, you feel me, or take a shower if it's that bad, you feel me. But like, you know, like, I don't know, bro. Game is game. Like, you gotta do that. So yeah, this is another part of my morning routine. It's the uglier part of it, you feel me? But hey, it's real. It's life, bro. Like, I don't like having a lot of mucus in my system. I don't like having boogers. So I recommend, before you do your skincare, right? If you get some like warm water on a rag, put that warm water on your nose. It will loosen up all of your boogers. It'll kind of open up your sinuses more and make it easier for it all to flow out. Make sure not to blow too hard because you don't want to like hurt yourself. Like sometimes I blow too hard, but then I'm like, okay, let me calm down. And I'm gonna wash my hands. Make sure our fingers are clean. Next, take a little bit of shea butter. Just a little bit, not too much. A little goes a long way. Here. Okay, that was like, I'm gonna need some more. So I believe that when we're getting ready, when we're getting dressed, our goal for our routines should be to establish a flow state. So a flow state, what is a flow state, right? A flow state is, the way I would define it in terms, or in this context, is to be in a state where you're getting things done without thinking about it. Therefore, you're more relaxed and you're more focused on other things that may be more soothing to your mind, or more less I don't know. What do I focus on? So I'm gonna just give y'all an example to best explain it. As a woman, you know, for all the men watching, right? You know when you getting ready with your girl or something, and she take it forever, and you constantly knocking on the door like, hey, bro, we gotta go, bro. We gotta go. And she getting mad like, hold on, I'm not done. And it's like, you've been in there for like 5 hours. What you mean you're not done? Like, I'm dressed and everything. We're just like, no, we're not done. Or for women, you know, when we're getting ready and it feels like we just have so much to do. Like, hold on, let me do my hair. Okay, wait, I gotta brush my teeth. Okay, wait, I gotta do my nails. Okay, wait, I gotta pick an outfit. Okay, wait. Like, it's just, there's a bombarding of things we must do right when we wake up. And I believe that when you have a structure, right? When you have a structure, it allows you to easily flow through and it allows you to get everything done that you needed to get done, but it also allows you to flow through that process, making it less stressful. So I believe that routines are that structure. And when you have an established routine that you subconsciously remember right when you wake up, you do it without even thinking. And so then you have more space for your mind. There's more mental room for you to think about other things. So like I'll be brushing my teeth thinking about, like what am I gonna have for breakfast today? Or I'm doing my skincare and I'm thinking like, what am I gonna wear today? Or like, I look really good. Sometimes I like to just embrace myself, and because I have a structured routine, because my routine is embedded in my subconscious mind, it's like that freedom allows me to think about whatever I want to, and that will set the tone for the rest of my day. So for this morning routine, I'm thinking a lot for this video, but all of this has come naturally because I consistently do this. Now again, flossing, sometimes I be forgetting, but I've been doing pretty good lately. Washing my hands, I do that before I do my skincare. Notice how my routine is very simple. That's another thing too. But ultimately, your routine is what you make it. And if you want to have a complex routine, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's totally fine. For me, I started off complex, trying to figure myself out, trying to figure my body out. But the more I kept growing, more I kept on like just trying new things, I realized that I really don't need that much. And I was like, oh, okay, hold on. And so now I got like a quick little 3-step, 4-step routine. Yeah, so ultimately with your morning routine, I recommend just taking it step by step, okay? You don't gotta conquer the world today. Let's do it, like let's build up towards it. Let's work out more, let's do this and that. So when the day comes to conquer the world, you will do it. But until then, step-by-step approach. And it starts off with, what are my goals, right? Well, really, it first starts off with physical hygiene, so important. Then it'll go into, okay, well, what are my goals in life? I want better skin, or maybe I want, I don't know, what would be your goals? Like, I don't know, only you know, right? I want to smell good, okay? So now you got a combination of perfumes and colognes that you can mix up like a mixologist and cook up. And now you smell better, you know? Okay.